Okay, this is video of done on January the 1st, January the 4th, 2024, and it goes all the way to 1 o'clock in the morning, which took it to the 5th, first month, 5th, 2024. This is what happened when I came home. This is Huntsville, Alabama. This is the dark side. I never hear about this on the news, stuff like this. But every time I go out of town or away from the house for more than 2 hours, someone breaks into my house. I have put triple locks on the doors and windows. Somebody always breaks in, so I report to Huntsville Police, and I did this approximately 10 times. They never do anything about it. And I must note that this house, I did buy a foreclosure that foreclosed on law enforcement and allegedly a military person that works for the utility company. And I have to call 911 to report anything because they never answer my calls. They know when it's me. They pick up the phone. They have picked up the phone and hung up. They did a little damage over here too on this side. I'm trying to go ahead and do this video really quickly. And they always cut. I put new tile down and they keep cutting and scraping and moving the tile around. You see that fresh cut? That's fresh. It's some sharp object that they cut with. Now I called the 911 operator. They sent out a white female, came out, and her first words were to me was, did I know where they came in the house at? Because I reported as B&E and destruction of property. So she immediately told me that if I don't know where they broke in at, it's not a crime. I told her that's why I called her. It's at night. I just got home from out of town. And she says that she kept insisting that if I don't know how they came in, it's not a crime. And so I asked her, I got my pen and paper, asked her for her name. She immediately bust out of the house, went back and reported that I wasn't cooperating. That's why she left. She really left because she didn't want to give me her name. So then I called back. I called 911 back, and the guy accused me of not cooperating. And I told him he didn't know the situation. He asked me nothing. He go by what she says, and that was not the case. But he said that he was going to send somebody else out. I told him to send another car. He said that he would. I waited and waited, and like over an hour. Now, when I first made the report, the time was 10:14 p.m. on January the 4th, 2024. Now, I waited over an hour, so I called back, and he said, the 911 operator, and I asked about the female. They always when the guy was accusing me, the 911, of not cooperating, I asked him for her name. All of a sudden, they're a separate unit and they don't know nothing. Nobody knows her name, so nobody ever gave me this officer's name. But when I called 911 the third time, he said that he would send a car out, and first the 911 operator, let me get this straight, connected me to, he said, Huntsville Police Department. And I'm talking to this guy, and then the minute I ask for his name, he tells me he's not an officer, he just answering service, but he was sending officers out. So two white officers came, and I got the name of one of them later, the one that said that he's going to do a report. They never do a report in my face, but he said he was going to do a report. And so the officer was standing, they called me outside, and I wondered why they called me to come outside. But I went outside anyway, and it was two white officers standing there, one squad car, and the other one positioned himself behind my hedges out of my view. The other one stood there with the light shining in my face with his hand on his weapon. Now, to me, that could have easily been a Perkins situation had I came out with my cell phone or something. But he was asking me, did I have any weapons on me, any sharp objects or knives or something that would cause him harm? And shining it, I'm like, what do you mean? I called you about a crime that's committed against me. Somebody broke into my house and did damage, and I called you out, and you treated me like I'm a criminal. They were standing on the lawn, and he wanted to have conversation, shining light in my face. Then a black officer, another squad car came up, a black officer came up. And while I asked them, they were coming in to check anything. So they finally came in the house and came, and I had to tell him to come and look at the damage because they weren't looking at anything. They never checked any doors or locks or any doors or windows for break-in. That wasn't why they was here, obviously. So they seemed like they came more for me. And then the black officer peeked in one of my rooms and asked, is that where they came in? You said they came in. I haven't said anything to you yet. You just came in. Then he went standing by my bedroom door. I had to close the door up tighter because my dog was there. And asked me, did I have a contractor? And then we went downstairs. I said, because they had locked me out of my bathroom, what they did was, we found out later, lifted up the towel so the door wouldn't open. They couldn't get in. So they stuck something under, lifted the towel so that my bathroom door would not open. But the younger officer, the one that ended up doing the report, somehow he quickly figured it out, and he opened the door for me. And we went and checked. I checked in the back, looked at my windows and doors. Like I said, they never looked at any windows or doors. So when we came from back there, the black officer immediately started talking about a contractor again. He had asked me if I had a contractor, and I wondered why. So he said, I need to get a contractor, talking about just fixing it. And he said he wasn't going to do no report. And I said, what do you mean you're not going to do a report? A crime has been committed. He said, no, because I can't tell them how they broke in. I said, well, I called you all hoping you would check and try to find out. And he's saying that, no, they weren't going to do no report. I didn't know how they broke in, so it wasn't no crime. They weren't going to do no report. So I said, okay, so I know a little something about the law. Then it was entering without breaking. That's when the other two left the house, and then the other guy, the younger one, took the report. I can't hardly understand his name on the card he gave me, but it looked like Catrave, but his ID number is 17933. By the time he ended up taking a report, it was January 5th, 2024 at 1 a.m. in the morning. Report number 7299513. That's the number that but that's the case number. So this is all I'm going to put on here right now, and I'll add more stuff later. It's never ending. Oh, the reason I have the leak, I showed the leak under here, all this water that was collected. Now I turn off all the power. Water, nobody's in here when I leave, but I come back, all this water was in the pan under the sink, because what they do is they clog up the drainage systems outside. I've seen the debris, bricks. They put limbs, bricks, and stuffed it down. They actually did one right in my backyard. They call it a manhole while I was out of town at some point. What they want is the rainwater come back into my house. It has nowhere to go, so they try to flood my house that way. But it ended up causing a sewage problem next door. So they had to come and ask me if they could go in my backyard, and they drained it out with water, a water hose that was hooked to the truck. They had to drain it out. It took about 5 hours clearing that out. That was supposed to affect me, my house, and ended up affecting them. And we had a drought, so I didn't have the problem with the rain. They had the problem with the sewer, so they had to come and clear it out. But they have it's two drainage on the opposite side of the house, out in the street, the back part of the street and the front part. That's why I have seen leaves, bricks, debris sitting around the entrance of those. They put that stuff in there so the water don't have nowhere to go but back into my house. So that's how they flood the house. And that's why this water is sitting under my sink on my kitchen floor when I got home. Okay, guess that's for now. I'll continue videos later.